Captain Nightmare asks, "Hey Beej, why no shift-themed shirts on the store?" So we're going to talk about the vagaries of merchandise. And remember, you brought this on yourself.
I mean, that's 4 times as many shirts. This is the main reason.
So every time that you make a shirt, if you're going to do, like, thank you very much. If you're going to do a shirt on demand, this is a good thing I got the Tums out for this challenge, actually. If you're going to make a shirt, you can't just make a design. You have to, you might have to make 2 of the same design. Because, and sometimes this happens to us, we have to make a slightly smaller and then slightly larger so you can fit it on 2 different shirts. That's setting up 2 different screens all of a sudden. If it's colorful, that also means that you have to have different screens with the different ink on it so you can print, because it isn't just putting it through a digital printer. If you want to do anything in economies of scale, you're going to silk screen a shirt.
And so every color, you pay for every color.
Exactly. Now, we might have it easy in that a shift-themed shirt might just be as easy as, well, we could do a yellow shirt and a red shirt and a blue shirt and a purple shirt. We could buy blanks and we could just print like the white logo on the front of it, right?
But like all of them are at least 2 colors.
Yeah, if you want to print the actual like look of the shirt, like the look of the flag and stuff, then you'd have to print multiple colors then too. So let's just go easy. But now I'm printing 4 different shirts. I have to print those shirts in extra small, small, medium, large, 2XL, 3XL, 4XL, 5XL, in some cases up to 6XL, if I can get a 6XL in a certain shirt size. And then again in fitted extra small, small, medium, large, extra large, 2XL, 3XL, 4XL, usually if I can get it. You can't always get fitted shirts in 4XL. So now I have 13, 14 different sizes of shirts that I have to print. And then if I have 2 screens, so I can actually have a nicer looking size of something on a shirt, then I had to pay for both of those screens to be set up as well. And if they are multicolor, that's terrible, because you have to have multi-screens at that point. And if you don't, if you only have the one, like each one of the individual icons, then at least you only have to do one screen, and that's probably fine. And in fact, the size of it means I might only have to get 1 done of each one. But now I have to do 4 screens. And now I have multiple shirts. So now I'm wondering, well, how many of each do I have to print? Because are people going to buy 1 of each shirt? That might not actually happen. But if I had to do 13 different shirts, or 13 different sizes for each one of these, now I have 52 different variants of, you know, an extra small Dawn Guard. I also have to have an extra small Alpha Flight, that kind of thing. So now we have so many different shirts that we have to print. So now how many of these do I make? Well, are people going to buy? Or is a customer going to jump in there and be like, I'm going to spend $25 on a T-shirt, but only for Zeta? Or are they going to be like, I'm going to buy all 4 of them? And if they buy all 4 of them, then that's great, because I'm selling 4 T-shirts because I need to get them out of the store. But how many do I make? Because there's a minimum order quantity whenever you order a shirt as well. And you can't just be like, well, I'll order, you know what, Beej, the shift's been around forever, right? Why don't you just order 500 of each shirt, you know, and split sizes within that 500, and then you'll know you'll have enough. Except that I won't, because you won't know who's pulling from every individual like place and what that's going to mean. And so now I have the problem of trying to understand, because you are a big audience, but you're not that big an audience. And then I have to maintain this many shirts. If I have 500 of each of these things split among all these different sizes, we might run out of your size. You have to then get a size above that, because a size below that won't fit. So then you're buying out of another size that doesn't, and then you end up with a shirt you don't really want anyway. Also now, I am keeping all of the shirts that didn't sell. I have to keep in a warehouse somewhere so that they can eventually sell. And we only open sales once a year for about a week. So now I'm printing a whole bunch of shirts that are going to live in storage 51 weeks of the year, that I'm paying for storage fees on pallets for the entire time, so that I can open up the sales again so that we can sell stuff during Desert Bus. And hopefully then I have to also refill, like we sell the larges maybe of just Night Watch. So I have to refill all the larges for there. So I'm buying more shirts, despite the fact that I have a whole bunch of shirts left, but they're all in the wrong sizes. So that is why we don't do individual shift banner shirts like that. That's not really a great way to do it. A way to do it might be to do print on demand. I have rarely found a print on demand product that I'm like, this is a good product.
Unfortunately, and the margins on print on demand are not good at all.
Yeah.
and the quality is also not great.
Yeah, you have to be very picky about, well, what kind of shirt do you want? And if you're doing white, that's even harder because it means that we have to print these then on 100% cotton t-shirts only, no blends. That's fine. I like 100% cotton. Because I would want to do them as discharge, which means what discharge does is they have to. It's basically they're bleaching the color out of the shirt. That's the same look of the logo, right? So they would basically just be bleaching that white out, and then they'd be putting white ink on top of that. Just to make it stand a little bit brighter, possibly, or they'll just discharge the ink out entirely, bleaching out the logo entirely out of a shirt.
And as folks said, theoretically, something like a pre-order could work.
Yes.
Except then you have the situation where either you're pre-ordering during Desert Bus, and so you end up with a shirt like 2 months later.
Yes.
That you're not going to wear for another 10 months.
Yep.
Or you're ordering, or we're trying to get people to like pay attention and order 2 months before Desert Bus, which is also not great.
Exactly. So it's a if you're trying to what if you bought a T-shirt on pre-order, but you bought a whole bunch of other Desert Bus merchandise? This happens every year with the poster, right? Those of you who buy posters, you have to wait until the poster shows up in the fulfillment center so you can get your whole order with the poster, unless they are split shipping, which I don't think they're split shipping.
I like 345 Tom's suggestion. What if it's reversible and you can wear it front and back and turn it inside out, and so you've got all four?
Oh, I like that.
Yeah. Okay, so now so the problem with that is now you can't use a colored shirt for that. You'll have to use a black or a white shirt to do it. So let's say you're using a black shirt that has just the white logo printed on, or just has the banner printed on it. You can't do discharge anymore. Now you have to do plastisol. It means you have to print on the shirt as opposed to bleaching it out, right?
What if you have a T-shirt blank that's 4 different colors?
Ooh, yeah.
That sounds expensive.
If we're coming up with just
full custom,
if we're just making up stuff, then sure, we can do whatever we want.
Yeah, I could probably get full custom blanks made that are just divided into 4 quadrants of color.
I've got an idea.
Shift knives.
Instead of 1 shirt, what if we had 0 shirts and then they gave us money anyway?
Yeah. That's always worked out very well for us.
Or you do those shirts where like the whole front of the shirt is just a big Velcro patch.
Oh yeah.
And sell Velcro.
That's probably the easiest thing to do. Just sell a big Velcro patches. I mean, and patches are not a bad idea for this. That's not a thing we did this year. It might be because people also brought up, why don't you do socks? Why don't you do hug pillows? Why don't you do like all these different things? I'm like, yes, we could do an awful lot of things.
Pillows?
Yeah, I don't know what the Dakimakura would look like to necessarily represent Desert Bus.
A bus?
I guess it should be a big bus.
Big bus pillow.
Somebody drive a big.
Donkin' big wheels.
I feel like there's like 100% already sort of like cat bus Dakimura
Yeah,
pillows.
Oh, I love one.
that would be really kind of great.
Cat bus makes me feel safe.
Yeah, we have done patches in the past,
Yep.
but they were just like the logo. We haven't done shift patches.
Exactly. Yeah.
And the way math works, if you print 500, so you can predict what the from selling shirts previously, you can predict what the distribution of sizes is going to be.
Yes.
But if you only with 500 of each, you are far more likely that you are going to overstock some and understock others.
Correct.
Of the individual shirts. But if you have 2,000, the way statistics works.
Uh-oh.
These are not as
No, they're definitely not
spill-proof as I was led to believe. Jordan made a bigger spill earlier.
Yeah. On that same spot.
No, he kicked it in the other direction.
Oh. Excellent.
With the 2,000, you're less likely to be off.
Yeah, you sort of approach the ideal statistical.
Yeah.
A bell curve.
But I ran into this problem already when we were making the custom hoodies, because I ordered 1,000 custom hoodies, and what I used to figure out how many that I should order is I looked at all of our historical data for the Lure Logo hoodie. How many Lure Logo hoodie in the French Terry? How many of those have we ever sold, ever? And I'm like, well, on the website, we've sold 1,018.
Damn it!
Amazing.
We're the best at what we do.
Well, we
Maybe we should not put drinks directly in front of the couch.
You're sitting in front of shelves.
I after Jordan kicked it over, I put it back, and then
I feel like the stuff on these shelves in this studio is worth way more than this carpet.
Yes, but you're also not putting feet there.
Not for free.
Exactly.
I will say, very selfishly, I would love a hoodie or something heavier with a desert bus.
I mean, it's November, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Kind of nice for this time of year to have something along that line.
A toque.
When we did the Loading Ready Run 20th anniversary hoodie, I based it on total sales lifetime that I could actually track, and then I looked at what the distribution of sizes were, and when I got all that figured out, I was like, okay, so I'm going to order 1,000 because over 8 or 9 years we managed to sell 1,000 of the Lure logo hoodie, and then over the course of a few months, we managed to sell 1,000 Lure 20th anniversary hoodies to the point where I had hundreds of people asking, "Hey, when are you going to get my size back in stock?" So I did a reorder, which has been great, and I think we're kind of we landed where we want to land thanks to that reorder, and I was able to do a reorder because it hadn't been so long since I had made the original order, and they're like, "Yeah, we can still get another set out to you if we need to."
And obviously, that particular product doesn't really make a lot of sense to have it like in stock perpetually.
Yeah, it's a kind of like, that's limited edition for a reason. But when I saw the number of people who were like, oh, you know what, I really want to get one of these too. And I'm like, yeah, we sold out of size 5XL and 6XL incredibly fast. Incredibly fast. And I tried to make a lot of adjustments based on, well, if I've sold this many lifetime of 5XL, then I should have at least that many of 6XL. And to watch them evaporate in like no time at all, I was like, oh, okay. We have an audience that definitely wants to have things that are 3XL and larger, so I should always be trying to skew to accommodate that. But you can't always do that because not everybody wants to buy every shirt we make or every piece of apparel. Apparel is one of the hardest things to deal with when it's sized. So that's why I'm a lot more in love with making things that are one size fits all, or making things that do not like a scarf is like a cool idea. I like that kind of idea, and it's why I really like the fact that FanGamer has been so supportive of the event. They make apparel for a living, and they have to go through hundreds of thousands of shirts all the time. And they've gotten very, very good at determining, here's what we see when we see things sell from different markets, from different whatevers. I'm sure they have people whose job it is to break down, this game is in this demographic, we can expect that the demographic is these sizes.
I would be curious to know if the Desert Bus shirt deviates from their usual shirt distribution.
Yeah?
And in what way?
I guess they have a fair amount of data from us at this point.
Yeah, absolutely.
Will they give it to us? Probably not.
I think if I asked, I could get some impressions about, they'd be able to be like, we can share some ideas about what you can expect, but we can't give you the hard data on that. We can't even give you like a lot of clear insight. If you're curious about some things, we could probably tell you a couple things, but that's about it. Because yeah, why would you want to... I mean, though, what would that mean to any other merch manufacturer on the planet to know that Desert Bus does things this way? It's like, we're working with FanGamer for shirts. We're not working with anybody else anyway, so...
But yeah, the idea of like a hoodie, and then like the dotted yellow line could be the line of the zipper.
Oh, I've had thoughts.
that would be cool.
Cute.
I've had so many thoughts on what to do for a hoodie.
But although, as folks in the chat rightly pointed out, with this being Zeta shift, they don't want a hoodie because November and December is when it gets really hot outside.
Yes.
Australia.
Yeah, when I lived in Australia,
Bucket hats!
Yes. Embroidered bucket hats.
They're cool again!
Oh, are they?
Apparently, yeah.
Okay.
I don't think they ever stopped being cool in Japan.
They sure did here.
Yep.
I feel like bucket hats are one of those things that are cool if a cool person is wearing them.
Yeah.
They're a dangerous accessory.
Gotta know what you're doing.
Is a bucket hat almost the same thing as a pork pie hat?
No.
no.
Okay.
A pork pie's got like a brim and stuff like that.
Yeah,
A bucket
it's
hat is just
structure.
like this floppy thing.
It's just the floppy thing.
Yeah.
Think
Pork
a
pie hats are
Gilligan.
kind of like soft.
Yeah,
and
a Gilligan hat. Yeah.
Gilligan.
Yeah.
When
Gilligan's.
when bucket hats were cool, I thought I could be cool by wearing the bucket hat that came with my Girl Guides uniform.
Ah,
like for a few years after I had been a Girl Guide, which didn't last long, by the way, because I hate structure.
That explains the bucket hat then.
Yeah.
that's why you
It's a
didn't.
very low structure hat.
Is that why you didn't hang out on the Camp Zeta night? Because you were like, it's
brought
all,
back some painful
all the
memories.
scouting stuff is a little too hard to take. Yeah.
Well, plus Matthews was already wearing the same kigu that I own, and so one of us would have had to change. And since they actually work this shift,
you never see more than one animal of one type in the
You
wild.
can have two
No.
bats.
Bats are well
Bats,
known for
yeah.
being very solitary.
Whenever you go into a cave, everyone's always worried about a single bat coming out.
giant underground structures, huge cavernous
One
thing.
bat.
Single bat.
So
Just one big bat.
No, regular sized bat.